Hello Facebook ads people, I'm Konstantinos and this is the Facebook ads breaking news podcast. Hello guys, we're in podcast 102. In this podcast we have your questions and we have several of those, of course. And we're going to talk a little bit about a new attribution setting that we are having and explain a little bit about the attribution setting, what it is if you don't know. Just a small update about the course. Yesterday I finished all the video shootings, so it's ready. Of course, maybe I will have to add something here and there, but I have finished everything. It's huge. We need at least 2 months of video editing and all of that to fix it. So I did my part. I said to myself that you have to finish it until the end of February, and I did my part doing 3 times per week video shootings and stuff while I was posting normally on YouTube and doing the podcast. So now it's 2 months away, I guess, with no pressure video editors. It's 2 months away. I guess, I hope we will be having it live after the Christian Easter. That's all. When it's going to be out, ready, I'm going to make one podcast which is going to be just dedicated to the course, explaining what we're going to discuss to each one of the different chapters and each one of the videos one by one. The other thing that I'm going to do with the course, and you're going to see it in the landing page, is that there's going to be small videos for each one of the different sections with a small part of it. So even for the people that they don't have to pay it, because I get it, it's going to be 1.5k, but this is the price of this course. It's having a lot of my experience. It's super updated. It's perfect. It's having live examples, live ad accounts. I think it's worth even more, but I want to be inside the market with this. You're going to be able even to get some value even if you watch the free parts over there. Now, and of course the YouTube videos are going to continue. It's going to have a little bit more advanced information, of course, inside the course, especially with live ad accounts and even you being able to see some of the videos of the Chosen 5. And it's going to be kept updated forever from now on with new videos coming, at least until the point that I will decide, and I want to do it forever, I guess, to keep doing Facebook ads. If I stop, the course is going to stop. Now, let's talk a little bit about the new attribution setting. First of all, I would like to clarify that this is something that you're not going to see on your ad accounts. It's not a setting that you will be able to see. It's basically this print screen over here. It's going to be another attribution type. It's going to be called incremental attribution. And I'm going to explain to you what it is. It's now on beta. Only specific ad accounts can actually have this option, and I'm in part of one beta test in one ad account, and I'm going to test it and see how it's working, and I will keep you updated. What is, first of all, before explaining what is the incremental attribution and what is incremental in general and stuff, because these are things that you might hear also in other channels or from YouTube Meta or from Meta reps and stuff. They're having a lot of buzzwords and a lot of words that they're just, nuances, incremental and all of these kind of things. Lift studies, what is a lift study, for example? I'm going to explain to you, but first of all, let's talk a little bit about attribution setting. I have it fresh because I was doing the course and I know exactly how I'm going to explain it in a good way. So this is something that also inside the course I'm explaining. Of course, I'm doing it in a whiteboard so that it can be visual for everyone, but here in the podcast, let me explain. Before iOS, we used to have the attribution model and the conversion window. The conversion window was in the place that you see now, the attribution setting. And basically, what was the conversion window? The time period that Facebook is going to use in order to optimize an ad set. Okay, so if we were having 7 days click, 1 day view also back in the day, or 1 day click, or 1 day click, 1 day view, still I was using 7 days click, 1 day view. I was using back in the day 1 day click one-day view for beat caps, I remember, but we were having much better reporting, not delayed reporting and all of that, which made the one-day view, one-day click, one-day view almost impossible to use right now with the delayed reporting, statistical modeling and all of that. Back in the day, we had very good reporting, like the ads were reporting immediately if there was a sale or not. We didn't have 100%, but maybe we had 95% reporting back in the day. After iOS, all of these things have changed. So the other thing is the attribution model. So the attribution model was 28 days by default. You could change it to 7 days, to 7 days click, 1 day view. It was 28 days click, 7 days view back in the day. And it was reporting, for example, somebody was clicking at the 1st of the month and they were buying on the 25th. It was going to go back and attribute the sale to the 1st of the month when they clicked, or in the day that they viewed, whatever. And at this point, I would tell you that you might be watching one of your months, for example, February, and you were seeing that you were having 3 ROAS, and then you were seeing 1 month later, and you would see that it's now 3.5 ROAS. It's because of all of these sales coming from the attribution. It's not delayed reporting in this case, it's attribution, which was coming to the ads, and it was showing other kind of results if you watch it later. So we were able to sell more expensive items because the sales were coming back, being attributed and all of that, which was really good. But still, the data that Facebook was using in order to optimize, that's why we were always watching last 7 days results and not last 30 days results to optimize. It was the 7 days click, 1 day view, which was the conversion window. After the iOS, no, not after the iOS, before the iOS, on January, before iOS come on the middle of June or July, 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I don't even remember, we had the situation that the attribution model changed and by default became 7 days click, 1 day view. Super big shock for all of us in the way that we were doing ads. Again, you could change it from 28 days to 7 days in some ad accounts, but I have done it only in 1 or 2 ad accounts, I believe, at that point. Everybody was working with a 28 days attribution model. And then after that, we had the attribution model becoming 7 days click, 1 day view, which means that from the 28 days, it was able to actually report back only to the 7 days. So because the conversion window was 7 days click, 1 day view, attribution model 7 days click, 1 day view, they merged this to attribution setting, and now is the attribution setting, which is also attribution, but also the conversion window using all of this data. If you haven't lived in this period to see the transition of all of that, you wouldn't be able to understand 100% attribution setting. I hope that my explanation helps you to understand it. So it's both of these things now, because we don't have anymore a place that we can go and see our attribution model. Back in the day, there was a special place that you could go and you could see what kind of attribution model you have. So this one, of course, after iOS, we need more data. We have discussed this again and again, and we're using the 7 days click, 1 day view. And now they say that they want to use another one, which is called incremental attribution. What is the incremental? The incremental is the extra sales that you would get if you were not going to run, so let me put it like this. Lift study. What is a lift study? A lift study is when we are having 2 groups of people. The one group is going to see our ads, and the other group is not going to see our ads. It's going to be the control. And we will see based on that with the same ads that the one group hasn't seen and the other one has seen them, the group one that hasn't seen the ads, maybe it's going to get 2 sales, organic sales that Facebook is stealing, and the other one is going to get 9 sales. The 7 sales, the extra sales, is the incremental. Is the extra that you were not going to get without ads. In other words, new clients that you were not going to take, and Facebook is not stealing the sales. Now, we are going to test this attribution basically, and Facebook is going to find us new customers. This is something that a lot of times people want. I'm against of excluding past customers. I have case studies explaining that if you exclude past, and I have new videos coming for that if you exclude past customers, you're hurting your results. And even if you are getting some retargeting data inside your cold traffic ads, basically you're having more data, so you're getting at the end of the day cheaper cost for new clients comparing to just excluding audiences, because it's a game of data right now. The platform is missing data. We cannot advertise to the same people, and the less people that we advertise to, the less data they send inside the platform. That's why now we like broader audiences, because we need more data for that. The thing is that over here, we're having now this incremental, which is going to try to solve this problem without excluding audiences. I had some questions to the team that we're going to set this test. The question is, what kind of data is it going to use? Because in the attribution setting, we have 7 days click, 1 day view. To me, by default, it's going to use the attribution model, which is inside the attribution setting, which is 7 days click, 1 day view by default. In the discussion that we had, they told me that yes, it's going to use 7 days, but maybe later it's going to use something else. You know how they answer in a very vague and not super specific way. Then I was discussing and I was saying how it's going to get this data in order to understand how it's going to target people for the incremental attribution. They told me that they have a database of lift studies, the one that we explained, along with other ways that they don't explain. But they said that basically it's going to use the database of the lift studies from all of these clients that they have conducted lift studies to see how many new clients they are getting with their ads and the efficiency and how it's working. And by the way, you can ask these things from your meta reps if you want to do a lift study. And they are going to use this kind of data from the database that's coming from these lift studies, and they're going to use that in order to have more sales. Just for the people that are not native speakers, increment meaning an increase or addition, especially one of a series on a fixed scale, okay? So when we talk about increment, we talk about the extra sales that you wouldn't get without the ads, okay? This is what they mean when they talk about increment. This is what they mean when they talk about lift studies. And this is the new thing that I'm going to test, and I'm going to keep you posted. For sure, maybe it's going to come to you, if it's going to come, because it's in beta in 1 or 2 years. I have done several times beta tests like this, and they take a lot of time to come to the public. That's the topics for today. There's not many things except from the fact that yesterday, I believe something happened with Instagram, and at least in Greece, I started seeing only people getting murdered and a lot of different things. It was a little bit strange. Something happened with the algorithm. I don't know what it was. Let me know in the comments if you had this crazy situation. So this Wednesday, this happened. Other than that, nothing else. Results. How are the results? The results are medium. Not good, not bad. They're just medium. And I hope that February wasn't a good month, I believe. It was a little bit challenging. At least January, the first 15 days were good. I do believe that the situation is going to change on March, but this is what I want to believe. I don't know if it's going to happen. We will see. Let's go into your questions. I don't know how long is going to be this podcast. I will try not to make it super long, because I think that it's time, guys, to rest a little bit and now go to one video shooting per week, because I need the time with family and everything just to pass. And now it's up to the other people to do the video. I think I did my part. So let's start. Hey Konstantinos, amazing video. I've also watched many of your other videos and gone through the Q&A in the comment sections. Thank you very much for the support, my friend. Ruth, your buddy. Oh, okay. I have 2 questions that I haven't found an answer to anywhere, so I decided to ask directly. Perfect. I recently started implementing CBO for testing creatives and AC for scaling. You don't have to do that. You can go immediately to ASC. You can do testing and scaling at the same time. One variable rule video, how to test while having sales is the title. ASC is not running yet since I'm waiting on winners, and I'm currently running a CBO with a 50 daily budget, 1 ad set with 6 creatives. I don't see the point of all of that. I think that you should watch my videos about the 1 variable rule and how you should test while having sales at the same time. I think you're losing time to all of this testing. If something is good, it's going to work on your normal campaign immediately. You don't have to do testing to validate something. These are things that we were doing 5 years ago. How long should I let the ads run if there are no sales but the metrics seem decent? Here's what I'm seeing after 5 days. I said that we're not going to do optimization. Let's see what you see. CTR above 2%, around 50. The fun fact is that I'm telling you we're not going to do optimization, but you're asking something else because you want me to do optimization. But anyway, hook rate 50%, hook rate 50%, average video play time 5 to 6. I'm launching a new brand with a new account and I've spent around 800 in total so far. We're still in the learning phase, so the pixel doesn't have much data. Would you recommend keeping these ads running longer, or should I make adjustments now? I would make it a little bit dramatic, and I was going to tear down the sheet of paper, but I have other questions also here. All of the metrics that you showed me don't matter if you are not having sales. So I wouldn't keep them. If they don't get sales in 2, 3, 4 days, if they're not, I would strongly suggest you to watch my video about how to work with new pixel ad accounts and CPM, test different targetings, find CPMs and targeting that's giving you sales in the most cost efficient way, and that's the only thing that you should do. Anything else beyond that, watching other metrics, is not going to help you because you don't know if the CTR or the CPC is happening on an audience which is good for you because you don't have a trained pixel, okay? So if you have a trained pixel, you can trust more the CTR, the CPM, the CPC and all of that, but right now you don't know. So you have to do different targetings and it has to be a combination of CPC, CPM, CTR and all of that along with sales. If you don't have sales, these numbers say nothing to me. Question 2, with a 50 CBO budget, when is the best time to introduce a new batch of creatives? Should we refresh them every 14 days or is it better to do it sooner or later? Thank you a lot for your time. I really appreciate your insight. Best, and Andre. I wouldn't introduce new creatives in a CBO working campaign. I would do a new one, or I would do, I would try to find something that's giving me sales and normal CPM, and then I would just do new campaigns with new creatives, trying to get better creatives and compare with my previous results. This is how I would have done it. I think that if you watch the videos that I told you earlier, they're going to help you. Hi Konstantinos, my ad account was completely converted to the new ASC style last week. Guys, yeah, I forgot to mention about that. So there are some other accounts that I have. Remember that we were discussing about the changes of ASCs in the previous one. There's one on the account that I have seen that you create a campaign and immediately it takes you to it doesn't give you the option to check ASC or manual. Even if you took manual or ASC, it's giving you just an option the moment you click on sale. This thing has happened also the previous year in the spring when we were having again the changes for them trying to have multiple ad sets inside an ASC campaign. It's a little bit of different style right now. And the thing is that from what I have seen, it's forcing you to use, first of all, it's forcing you to use Advantage Plus budget, CBO. You can not use it. If you click over there and you create a second ad set, then you're going to be able to see that you can use also ABO over there. So this is one thing in the way that you can overcome it. It's needless to say that if we end up having ASC campaigns like this, my first thought, initial thought, is that if I want to have an ABO ASC and it's forcing me to do CBO, I can always do 2 ad sets, ABO. The one ad set is going to have a budget of 50 cents, just to keep it there so that I can have the option of using ABO. And the other one is going to be my normal budget ABO ASC. Okay, so if I want to use it in the traditional way, because in the new style that you're saying here, it doesn't let you to have one ad set ABO ASC. You need to put 2 ad sets. The one maybe you can put it in a very small budget, and the other one you can put it normally with your 5 to 10 creatives in the same way. This is what I'm going to try and see if it's working, or if they have changed anything and it's not working anymore in the way that we have seen ASC campaigns working. Of course, all of this means that ASC traditionally was working for your ad account and now they have done a change, so we try to find a workaround. The other thing that I need to tell you is about the placements. You can go and you can change them if you want to do something manually there. Anyway, we're using advanced plus placements in most of my ad accounts I do. The other thing is the targeting. It's a little bit of a hybrid between the old original and the advanced plus audience. You are able to use lookalikes and stuff, but still you have the option on the top and it's going to expand it. So in these ad accounts that they have been converted to the new style of ASC, you are losing your ability of doing interest and lookalikes in the way that we were having it with the original audience. I haven't found a workaround yet for that. I started 3 of those campaigns across several countries for digital product funnel last Wednesday. 4th day in all stable, 2.25 rows, consistent and stress free. Perfect. 5 videos, 5 static, divided into separate ad sets, optimized down to 4 and 4 across campaigns, and results just improving. Maybe we're going to see crazy method ASC again. Who knows? I can complain about the new ASC style and we'll test crazy method next week. Perfect. Let us know. Plus add my other good markets. The setup took some getting used to, and I couldn't duplicate from CBOs or old ASCs. I know since I got it all running through, works like a charm, tracking only 80% of sales in Ad Manager, but that's normal for me. Everything looks normal. I hope that we're not going to have the same show that we were having the previous year in the spring with all of the things that happened, and maybe again. For me, it's good. We will have crazy method ASC and we will go again back talking about CBO optimization, or maybe we will find a hybrid between CBO optimization and ASC. We will see. I think I've tapped out. Next one. I think I've tapped out my market spending 100K a month in Australia and I want to start selling to the USA. 100K selling to Australia is a good. It's a good spend. Well done. I know the market is there, but I've been running on real low spend 100 a day and I'm break even. Results 7 days in, and the CPMs are at 110. Wow. Maybe you need to see if you want to do some lookalikes interest first and try to see if you can get lower CPM and results instead of trying broad. I'm running advanced plus, and I thought the pixel data would help me get sales fast in the USA. You have data for Australia, not for USA. All the metrics are really good, CTR, high whole hook rate, blah, blah, yes, because you use good creatives, but maybe it doesn't know who to target. But the CPC is so high because of the CPMs. Is it something that will get better with time and I just need to wait? I think you can wait and just burn money hitting your head to the wall, but you can do something about it and you can try to cut corners and go to some other targetings until you go to broad efficiently there. Just keep running other targetings and see the CPM, compare it, and if you're getting better results, then you can move to that. I was just under the impression that because I already have pixel data, Facebook will be able to find my customers faster when I scale abroad. Yeah, but it's different demographics, my friend. Next one. Can we duplicate same winning creative multiple times in an ASC new age crazy method? Your thoughts? Maybe. We will see. Guys, it's a new thing. I would like to test it. All of you that you're running crazy method, I know that you are going to test it anyway, and we're going to be able to compare results together. Next one says, do you recommend checking yesterday's spend daily to analyze budget distribution within an ad set or campaign? Will this help ensure that a single lead ad isn't dominating the budget and taking spend away from a profitable one? We have ways of optimizing CBO and ASC campaigns, and yes, we watch the dominant ads. If there's a problem, you have to close it. There are so many different cases. I'm trying to show case studies. Inside the course, I will have more examples and stuff, but for sure, every case is completely different. But watching only yesterday is not okay. You need to watch 7 days because this is your attribution setting, but at the end of the day, watching the tendency of one ad that you're afraid if it's trying to become leading ad and this is hitting the campaign and stuff, this is something that we do watch on a daily level to see if one ad on the last 2 days is trying to become dominant. If it's trying to become dominant, it's having good results, then we leave it. If not, and it's hitting the campaign, then we kill it just so that we can cut this behavior and all of that. But there are so many different cases. And my only way for me to teach that was adding on the course chosen 5 sessions. Basically, this is why I added them, so that you can see over there how we treated so many different cases of optimization. Or is it better to assess performance over a longer period before making adjustments? I think I explained. I think when you're having a campaign and you're seeing that something is wrong, your leading ad set is or ad is losing to another and stuff, maybe you need to see if you should keep it because it's taking budget and it's working, or if you could cut this behavior so that you can save your campaign from getting ruined. Guys, I hope it was an interesting podcast for you. We had some pretty interesting questions and stuff, and I will see you guys on the next one. This is the end of the first part of the Facebook Ads Breaking News podcast. If you don't want to miss the second half of the podcast, where I'm answering all the remaining questions of the week, visit my Patreon page following the link on the description. This was the Facebook Ads Breaking News podcast. Like it or not, it is what it is.